Assalamu alaikum, this is Khaleel Muhammad. Welcome to this preview of my new book, Muslim All Stars, published by Kube Publishing. I want to give you a brief insight into some of the thinking, the themes of the story, some of the character insights. Also, we want to show you some of how the illustrations were developed from sketch to line art to actual finished color illustration. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you support this book, inshallah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. What is the Muslim All Stars? The Muslim All Stars centers around 5 normal teens trying to make a difference in society. The difference is that many of these teens are considered to be at a disadvantage and on the edge of our society, but they still find the strength in their common goals to actually make a difference in their collectiveness and also in the community, which is most important, of course, to be able to make real changes that people can feel proud of where they live, proud of their community. And this is the essence of what Muslim All Stars is all about. Who doesn't love manga and anime illustration and cartoons? You know, in the last 10 years, anime and manga has, just seen a huge explosion in the popularity of it. You know, you can buy comics about it that show you how to draw them. You know, there's umpteen amount of different cartoons and television and videos that show manga style and anime style. Well, I think it really came around in a big way many years ago with a film called Akira. And of course, since then, it's gone on in leaps and bounds. So in order for the Muslim All Stars to be contemporary, to be modern, it only made sense for us to have the illustrations in that style. And so what I did, I started to look through the internet and try to find artists that could illustrate in the way that I wanted it to be illustrated. And I came across a guy from America. His name is Hilal Nizaki, and he has a beautiful illustrative style, manga style, and all of his subjects are vibrant and lively. And when I got in touch with him, and the first couple of emails I sent to him regarding the characters and how way they looked, straight away he understood what I wanted to do. Straight away he understood the life that the characters should have in them. So I put a lot of kudos, a lot of props to the guy. Hilal has done a very good job. We're very lucky to have him, actually, because I know he's very busy, and some of his work has been on the internet, on Facebook and places like that. So you're probably familiar with his work, but you just may not be aware of it. How is it different from the Adventures of Hakim? Well, the Adventures of Hakim is about extraordinary kids finding themselves in extraordinary circumstances. Where the Adventures of Hakim is to do with action and adventure. No, that's the emphasis of the Adventures of Hakim. With the Muslim All Stars, it's more to do with character. It's more to do with feelings and emotions. It's more to do with fitting in, and some of those nuanced feelings of trying to be a part of the bigger picture, or feeling that you're not part of the bigger picture. How do you then go on to feel like you're like everyone else, but at the same time feel like an individual? It's about overcoming disadvantages. It's about those smaller, minute characteristics and journeys that we go through as human beings as to finding ourselves. Particularly, of course, the Muslim All Stars are very young; they're in their early teens, and they are struggling to find themselves, and they do so collectively. They've come together as a group and they've begun to do things that they never thought they could do before. So it's very different from the adventures of Hakim. Hakim, his cousin does kung fu, and he'll deal with people like Buckmaster and Sharky. Where in the Muslim All Stars, their issues aren't dealing with individual protagonists as such. It's to do with more some of the stories, for example, they're dealing with issues of the environment, graffiti, and these type of things. So the Adventures of Hakim is like the action adventure side of things, and the Muslim All Stars is more down to the realism, the more human aspects of our existence and our journey in life. Well, as long as young people read and need to be reflected in popular culture, there's always going to be a need for books like this. Um, Books of this nature, they mark time, they show how one generation hands over to another generation, um, and the newer generation often find themselves in situations that they thought had never happened before. But and yet, when you look back, you find that the circumstances and the problems that our parents faced are now faced by these new generations, but albeit in a modern style. But of course, what is relevant then is relevant to now, relevant today. Of course, there are always going to be new challenges. I'd say like most kids in our age, Muslim all stars have their particular problems. For example, one of them has Asperger's syndrome. Another is this close to being sent abroad to marry a relative in Yemen. One of the other characters, Layla, for example, in the Muslim All Stars, contracts a disease which may take her life. These are challenges which you can expect the Muslim All Stars to be facing in the near future. As I said, the book, the first book, Helping the Polonskis, is out now. But of course, you can expect a series of books, Muslim All Stars, dealing with a range of problems. I mean, aside from dealing with these personal dilemmas, the Muslim All Stars is about the regular kid on the street and the things they have to deal with on a daily basis. So you can expect them to be tackling things like graffiti, homelessness, global warming, and praying in school as well, of course. The message of the Muslim All Stars is that the message is about changing the things around us in a small way. It's about having the courage and the vision to still strive for good, even though many times we feel helpless and we feel small. It's about caring for others, it's about caring for the environment, and it's not allowing it to wash over us, but to actively change it in maybe a small way, but to change things nonetheless. Because we know that pretty much like the butterfly effect, small changes here can have huge significant meaning in another part of the world or another part of the community or in another person's heart. So it's about doing good even though sometimes it seems pointless or it may even go unnoticed. Um, and that the easy option isn't always the best option.